In this example, what we are going to see is how we can use primitive arrays and how we can pass entire primitive arrays to other methods. So will it be passed by value or will it be passed as reference? So let us quickly check this snippet and find out more on this. In this example, we have a standard main method and we have declared a primitive int array and we have declared and defined it as well. We have initialized all the elements and then we are passing these entire integer array to this print primitive array method. This primitive array method is expecting a integer array of primitive type as well. So it loops over the entire array and prints out each of its element. Now this portion is where things get a little bit interesting. We try to find the maximum element in this entire array and push that towards the last location. So whatever is the max element, we are going to push it slowly to the end of the array. This technique is also called percolation. So what we are doing here is we are starting from the first location, not the zero location. So this is from the second index and we are going to the end of the array, and each iteration we are checking whether the previous index I minus 1 index is greater than the current index element. If it is so, then we are going to swap the elements. So the swap function is again very interesting. We are just using the primitive array name and we are just passing the indices which needs to be swapped. So if we have a look at this function, it is again accepting primitive integer array and two index locations. And then it is doing a simple swap. And then it is proceeding with the next iteration of this for loop. So once this for loop completes, you will have the highest element in this array at the last location of the array. And then after this operation completes, we are printing out the primitive array. And while printing also, we are again just using the name of the array and that is being passed as a reference to this method, and we are able to print out all its elements. So each time what we notice is there is no pass by value. Every time we are passing an integer array to a particular method, it is being passed as a reference. Now let us quickly run this run this code. And here we see first, this is the initial array that we had. And since 105 is the largest element in this entire array, you see in the next print primitive array, it printed out the entire array content, but with a one difference. The biggest element has been shifted to the rightmost position.